But I don't recall white people being told they had to get their house in order when someone shot 16 kids and a teacher in Dunblane. Almost immediately there were claims that the alleged killer in Southport was a migrant that had come off a boat. There was almost a desperation. There was a desire for whoever did this to be a Muslim. And when it was revealed, in fact, he was a British Christian kid, there was a rapid attempt to reorientate it about this kid being black. Apparently he's from a Rwandan background, and the speed with which it was redirected. But they forget that a man of colour went in to try and save those girls, one of whom also was from a migrant background, as I understand it. And then 2 days later, in the same country, down the road, still in North England, you have black people and Muslims being lynched, actually lynched, like it's the American South. We're definitely seeing something like it was in the 1970s when the National Front were on the street and Asians, black people being beaten up on the street. There's definitely an echo of that. The far right have been resurgent for a number of reasons, and one of those reasons is the way that people who are for Palestine, they want to see justice for Palestine, have been demonised, not just by the far right, not just by these grifters like Tommy Robinson and co, but also by elements within the British state.
To my mind, there's only one way to describe those marches. They are hate marches.
It is bizarre to suggest that hundreds of thousands of people, mums with prams, nans, students, people coming out on the demos that I've been out on myself, the massive demos in solidarity with Palestine, are somehow, by any stretch of the imagination, hate marches, but that people burning down businesses and attacking mosques are expressing legitimate concerns, I think is the term that they like to use. That is completely bizarre. It does beg a question when you look at the kind of contours of racism and prejudice in this country. If it were synagogues being burnt down, would any of the figures we've talked about today be as quiet as we are now? I suspect not. If you're a student of history and if you look at the rise of the Nazis and prejudice in other places, you will see that in the press and by public figures, there's a long process of demonisation and framing those people as an enemy within who need to be disciplined and marginalised and ultimately gotten rid of. Fascism is a complex beast. How it changes and reformulates around different things. Before the Second World War, Jewish people were the punchbag.